I've created a notebook that you can use to call the nbstripper program and do the add and commits in Git. So my recommendation would be that you put this notebook in the location that you're keeping all your other notebooks. So the first thing is you need to make sure that nbstripper is in a directory that is in your path. And so my suggestion is you just put it in the anaconda/bin directory. And this is, the tilde is short for your home directory. So wherever on your system Anaconda has been installed, find the bin directory under Anaconda and put nbstripper.py there. If you're on a Unix or a Linux machine, you need to make sure that the permissions of this file are such that you can execute it. And I've provided you links here to a discussion of what that means on Wikipedia. So what I would do is I would change the permissions to be 755 with the command change mode 755 nbstripper.py. And you can see a documentation for what these permissions mean and how to change them here. Okay, if I want to verify that nbstripper is in my path, on Unix or a Linux machine, I can execute the command which. Now this is a system command, which is why I'm preceding it with an exclamation point here on the cell. I did find a discussion here on Stack Overflow for how to do this in Windows. So Windows has a where.exe function that is similar to which. So if you're a Windows user, look up that. And this is not essential. This is just my demonstrating to myself of where I put nbstripper. Okay, I'm going to import OS, and I'm going to use it to list the files in the current directory. Again, this isn't anything that is necessary. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to execute the git commands. And so exclamation, this is going to be a system command, git status. So this is going to list the status of the files in my directory. So that's telling me that I have this demo of nbstripper.ipynb. This is the file that I have keeping track of in version control, and it's been modified. Okay, and let's just see if I have a demo of nbstripper. Okay, here's the file. I'm gonna delete this because I'm doing something different with it now. So this file's changed, and I'm going to say change the range of my my number of points. Maybe change the distribution of that. Oops. So I haven't evaluated this yet. Let me go through and evaluate these cells. Okay, so I've been changing the cell. Let me cut that cell. I'm going to save it. Let me come back here to my notebook commit. Let's redo the status. So I've modified this notebook. These other notebooks I'm not keeping track of in terms of version control. Okay, so nbstripper takes two arguments: the name of the notebook that you want to strip the output from and add these changes to the repository and commit them, and the commit message, which needs to be a string defined with quotes. So the way that I would run it, my example here is exclamation point nbstripper.py, the notebook I want to modify, the message I want to have associated with the commit. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to execute nbstripper to put the latest changes I did to demo of nbstripper into the repository. And now I've already executed this before, so I'm going to add a new message here where I'm going to say deleted cells from the notebook demonstrating nbstripper. Okay, now I'm going to execute it. Okay, so it says one file was changed. It's giving a description of the changes. And now if I go to get status, well, what I'm going to notice here is say, well, demo of nbstripper.ipynb is changed. Now that is always going to be the case, because what nbstripper is doing is it's taking your original file, copying it to a backup, stripping all the output, taking that stripped out version, committing it to version control. So that's when the commit's been done. And then it's copying back into the original file name, the backup version, which has all the output, all the binary values in it. And so now, immediately after you committed it, you've changed it again. But that's just the nature of it. Okay. If we want to look at what our git log looks like, of what we've done, you can see that these are all of the commits that I've done. So I did an initial add, a first modification. We come up here, I've got my David Bowie songs, and adding demo of nbstripper.ipynb to the version control. That was my previous one. And on this call of the execution of the notebook cell, we committed the modification with the label deleted cells from the notebook demonstrating nbstripper.py. Okay, so that is, I'm going to upload this notebook to Canvas. And the last caveat I would say is I would take, on the version control notebook that I put up in module 2, there are links to multiple Git tutorials. I really like this GitHub Git tutorial, and so my recommendation would be that you go here, and this just has this online interaction that you run through different commands with Git, and I think that would be a very safe, helpful way to be exploring Git.